Right. Start on information systems and strategy, the 6th chapter in our right. This is certainly in a big way for our case study because the reason is it's a very large company. It's got geographic location. It's spread all over, domestic and international. Plus, it's got quite a number of people working. Right. On it, we've got a very complex product range, right? And they will certainly will have to have information related to inventory, etc. Quite a large stock base as well. The other thing is we will need to liaise with our in a more very interactive fashion. We have to take advantage of that, social media as well as the internet, and access our customers, right? They have come into the internet and quite late in I would say, but still they have it very important to work in this space, and they have invested significant amount of money in the website, and we could see in the future that this is definitely an investment opportunity that you may have, right? It would be an investment project that you will have in your case study. How it will play, we are not sure, we can't predict, but certain things that we can say are, if you're going into purchase a company, there might be where you think of purchasing a social media company, right? A boutique company that's doing really well in social media. You think, let us acquire that, let them do this kind of activity for us, right? So that's one area that to think of. Another thing that they may go into is they may go into a full-fledged ERP kind of a system where maybe they go into whole supply chain model, right? They integrate with the suppliers and with our customers and so on. Now, a lot of issues we'll face with information technology in this case, right? Because not only are you working with your employees, but also you have to work with suppliers who are external parties. They have to work with you on the same kind of platform, same systems. Immediately, what will play is the theory of change management. Okay? So the change management is going to be a big task for you, because not only will you be working with your domestic people, but international people. You will have a lot of change issues related to change management. Okay. Now you will see that there have been people who have been in the company for a long time. There will be resistance to change when you bring in a lot of new systems. Okay. So what you will have to do is to look at the opportunities that you will have to automate. You will have opportunities to process re-engineer. Okay, and for communication, how you communicate with your stakeholders, as in your customers, there are opportunities with information technology as well. Now, if I look at your strategic information systems, we are looking at information systems and strategy. Information systems and strategy is definitely an enabler to your strategy, right? And what is your business strategy? That is a key business strategy for Rio is to expand, right? Their growth is they're going into new markets, right? At this point, I have not stated that they are going to reach their number of product lines. They have not stated that. Okay, that may come in, but definite strategy is going into into new markets, but also collaborating with their suppliers is one of the key things for them, right? That's also one of the key strengths, strategy for them to be successful and where they are, right? Another one could be the designs, the innovative designs. Okay, that is also a key strategy for them. How do we innovate, right? How can we collaborate? So in that sense, there are a couple of how does the information system strategy enable the business strategy? That is for me the key point. Any views from you?
Yeah, explanation strategy is really important for business, considering that going into the internet.
Yeah. So what do you think would be the key strategies for our business?
And however, I think we should follow like on social media, or we should set on
a business strategy. What are the business strategies for these guys for Rio? Tarun, from you, the business strategy.
So business for 5 years, right? They have produced a 5-year plan so to expand their presence in most of the growing markets, mainly Asia, and expanding their internet sales as well.
Yes.
And IT, I'm not clear because there is not enough information. What kind of information system they are using?
So you're not worry about IT, right? The question was what are the key strategies for the business? What are the business strategies? I will tell you how it can come to play. So you look at the business strategy.
No.
So one you told me, which is quite right, expansion. Another one was internet sales. So one is physical expansion, one is virtual, right?
And in the business aims for 2016 that to continue to develop Rio's commitment to an integrated e-business approach.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And I guess the designs further or be innovative, to continue working on the latest trends, I guess.
Yes. And
it's a strategy or not, but their focus is also on the reporting, of sustainability.
Yes. Okay.
Improvement in value chain. I'm just repeating what's there in the study.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's exactly what I wanted you to. Now, the thing is, I'm not picking on you, Swati. The question I asked you was, what were the business strategies? I think even Tarun and you both were trying to go into the IT sector, right? Trying to see what IT can do. But this was, I asked the question, what are business strategies, right? So be careful because the business strategy is, you need to really be clear. This is my business. This is what I want to do. What we can do, then we will discuss, right? So improvement in value chain.
Yes.
Right. Let's start with expansion, right? Now, if I talk about expansion, the physical expansion, right? Again, IT play a role here, right? Two ways we'll look at where the company. Now, this is a company where you need to do a lot of things centrally, right? That's where you add, there is economies of scale, okay? Because what you will do is have a central system. Right? You're definitely not going to have the ERP systems, mini systems in different countries, right? This there currently. Now, if it is there, and that you will say, the advantages of bringing it together. right? We have highlighted 5 strategies. Now let's go to our theory and look at how we can apply the 5 strategies into this theory. Okay, strategic importance of ISIT, importance of it to different organizations, the impact of it of an IT, level of information strategy, developing a strategy. Now, you look at the strategic information systems, all of them, operational, management, strategic planning. For all this, my information systems is important. You need to set up that reporting hierarchy. Now, you mentioned about sustainable reporting, value chain reporting. You have to start at the operation level. Your objective, what is your objective? Objective is to find out from a sustainability perspective, how does the company look like, right? What were our KPIs last year? How we achieve? What's our KPI this year? How did we achieve? But how do you track it? You have to go from operational management and strategic, right? You can have a dashboard at a strategic level, right? You have to get this information from at this point. Even for your value chain, you need to have data. You need to have very good reporting. Again, it's from the bottom up. How to set up, you will proper report. Otherwise, garbage in, garbage out. You will not be able to figure out what areas in your value chain can you improve. Right? It will not be possible. Any of this. Okay, next one. So, types of strategic information system. Now, strategic information systems means you're getting information from external, internal, both, right? For making. Manned information systems is provides operational reports on existing operations. So therefore, because people keep mixing these two definitions. What is strategic? What is MIS? MIS is from your internal information. Strategic is MIS plus external. Right? Support system has high levels of analytical power and aids decisions on issue subjects at levels of uncertainty. Right? What would be a typical decision-making systems, Tarun, in that you guys use?
The reports, like whatever reports get generated, then we analyze and then the decisions are made. Anything which is something direct decision support system.
Is any from you, Swati, any decision-making system, anything that you can think of where you worked before, where you're working now, or something that, in our case, that you can think about?
Not really the business support system as of now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really think of one as well.
How about you, Fateh? Anything? Right. So I'll give you an example of a decision-making system. Right. Let's say I can think of something like you can do profit analysis, right? Run one, but you can simulate it with different if scenarios. Okay, that is the enabler to continue to make decisions, because what you're thinking is, well, I have products, 90 million products. Now I need to do an analysis on this, right? I'm not going to do analysis on 91 million. I will do on maybe on certain on categories. Even categories, there'll be quite a large number of categories, right? So I have to say the decision making is, what should I cull? What should I keep? What should I improve, right? Market these things. Maybe I'm put inventory and dumping it in areas where it's not selling, but product is selling very well in another area. I don't know, right? So I will have systems will give me the ability to make those decisions, right? We'll have what if scenarios. We'll run with different raw materials, right? Instead of using a particular raw material, something different one, okay? And to reduce the cost. So the tweaks are done to make decisions. That's what it is. And you can get, for example, in Oracle, there's something called Hyperion space. So you can have Hyperion. It's in budgeting, planning, forecasting, right? So you can have in your forecasting system, you can have scenarios. You can build scenarios. You can build in such a way so that you can run with the scenario planning. You can tweak your parameters and see what you'll get. So it's a decision-making system, right? Get information system strategy, information technology strategy, information management strategy. So what is information technology strategy?
Actually, hardware and software, whatever you require.
Correct. Again, this is an area where people get confused, right? In systems strategy is what sort of applications will I use? Okay. Now, company, what sort of an application as in not going to a solution and looking for, okay, I will use Oracle, SAP, whatever. No. What do I want from a business sense? And I will look at the application, right? So for application do I need basically, and what information am I trying to derive? Say for example, I'm looking at, for my strategic information, I'm looking at, I want dashboard reporting, right? I want systems with on the cloud because I want them to be able to be accessed by so many people across the organization, right? And I want them to access it with any issue. Now, as soon as I put it into networks and things like that, into my servers, physical servers, I'm running into problems as well, right? Looking for applications which has cloud technology. Then I'm also looking at applications that will have the necessary capabilities. Right? Here I'm thinking of a very large organization here. It's not a small little organization. If you look at technology, what sort of technology today we are all moving away from our infrastructure. We're moving because at the end of the day, this company is a fashion design, not in IT. Right? Be careful that they don't go and invest unduly in information technology, like buying an IT company, right? Buying another area because you can't get the proper skill set because you're a company. People don't like to come and work with you because you're a fashion industry, right? You're an IT person. So the IT geeks, they need all some challenges, new things happening. They don't get it if they are just importing an application, right? So that information technology, we are moving from our infrastructure now into some more into the cloud space, right? So infrastructure, we are looking at a commodity. We are using infrastructure as a commodity because as our storage space is going to go, right? And we need to be careful that we just don't stack up stuff and it's going to cost us a lot of money. Information management strategy deals with roles of people involved. So that is the management of people. Here again, you see a trend more towards people move from they're going to be like, for example, you will not have developers in the company, right? They're done by specialty software developed house, right? So your IT is basically a very oriented IT where you make analysis. Actually, outside, they sit outside, right? You get companies like Satyam or Wipro or Tata's, they're the guys who are actually doing this part of the work of, if it's coding or developing something, they are the guys who are doing it. Okay. Any questions here? Any questions? Okay. Strategic approach is needed because why do you mean by strategic approach needed? What do you mean? Tarun, why do they say strategic approach is needed for an IT?
Like for any business need, right? Your is a department as well. So you need to have a strategic plan. Like what's your vision, and whether the vision for IT matches with your strategy as well as we discussed before.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever goals are, we need to align our IT strategy business strategy, right?
Correct. And this information technology investment is not a small investment, right? For example, imagine if you put in an ERP, you have something that you change every 2 years. Yeah, it costs this company a good 50 to 100 million to invest, right? Investment of that amount will go in, or more actually, right? Minimum to like about 100 million plus will go into implementing systems, right? So this is not an investment that you make overnight. It's not something that you take very lightly. So that's why it's said that it is a strategic investment, right? It's not a strategic investment where it's not, you can't, because the investment is high, and that will actually set the course of the company as well. Because information technology is a thing will give you the information necessary to to make decisions. So if you don't have right information, you can't make the right decisions. It's simple. So this is a really, really important aspect in a company. This is like the heart of the company. This is it really gets everybody, because all other function areas will surround around this to get information. Automate. IT is the only thing that can bring about improvement. Right? That will improve the processes, because they could automate what people are doing manually. They will automate, right? So they need to know what are the latest trends that's happening, right? And they to take advantage of this tool. And it is not a cheap tool. That is the most important factor. Right? IT and corporate strategy. Where IT can influence the value chain. Here you go. This is the best thing. You copy this, paste. Okay. This is so good. Now, you have to go through this in your as work, right? Where you can very, very clearly say how you can add value. And since our company is a manufacturing company, you can see very well how nicely the value chain and IT can come together and how you can improve, right? So what about so one of it, I will ask you to kind of talk to me about it, right? So let's say, what about logistics, Swati? How can you talk a bit about that? And
Yeah. as per diagram, we can use automated warehouse and tag systems and RFIDs for our inbound logistics. For example, like
how does this link and refer back to our case study? Okay, upon referring back.
Okay, sir. Considering that we have like fashion changes and stuff, I think housing is pretty much is we have huge number of products. So our house needs to be managed pretty well. It has something like tagging systems or something which can log in their entry and exit points quickly. Then it's gonna be it's gonna be a really big help to you.
There are systems where actually you don't have to even the tag from outside. You can scan what's inside, right? Inside the container, or so you don't, when the container goes, load stuff into the container, just you can scan from outside and it will all the information, right? You get type of technology nowadays. The technology is very, very advanced when it comes to logistics. So, else? So in about inventory control.
If we have something which is below another level, like for example, we have a particular line of shirts that is below the below
order quantity, yes.
We need to order the quantities before it goes down the margin, so that we always balance of product in our inventory.
So what to do is actually constantly
monitor.
Exactly, constantly monitor. So because everything is systemized, right? Know what's in the shop, that's the outside, which is to our warehouses, right, in the particular region, and also link it to the manufacturing, because they should be able to see how the stocks move, right? Moving faster, right? They need to order them. This ordering should happen automatically, right? Around flexible manufacturing, computer-aided manufacturing, what can you say about that?
Manufacturing, really. This is very specialist for fashion industry, isn't it? Flexible manufacturing,
what I will do is this one also for your homework, right? But this you need to look at it. Right? I will not go through in detail now, because this too, we see automated order processing, vehicle tracking, all this is required. But what I would like the three of you to do is actually, write, you don't have to elaborate, a couple of lines on each one of them and review. So that once you do it, that's it. You remember when it comes to our exam, you will remember, you will just send it, right? So I list, right? Ways IT can influence the value chain. So that is one of the things that you can do for homework, right? And we'll add it. Anything? Our homework. If you see, Porter and both talk about IT transforms value chain and the product products have increasingly large information content. Now, this is part of your sustainability. Okay. Now, these products have huge amount of information content, right? It talks a lot about what material goes in there, etc., etc. IT changes industry structure via 5 forces. IT enhances competitive advantage by reducing cost and making differentiation easier, right? IT is a competitive necessity. It really is. And this is where Rio can really go to town with using IT. Okay, we can use it quite a lot and explain IT strategy. Okay, so this is not much. I mean, this we don't have to go through that much. They're looking at how IT and the corporate, how to develop the the corporate strategy linked into the IT strategy, right? So we have spoken about constant reference to overall business strategy, right? Attention to compatibility technologies, consider the wide implications and proper planning of significant changes, right? So that is the proper plan of significant changes is something that you will have to consider because they may come up with a big IT implementation. Okay. Factors can help determine the information requirements of an organization. True, right? So, as I said, I need to find out what business strategy is. Based on that, what are my critical success factors? What are the KPIs? Those are the things that will drive your IT strategy, right? Those are the information requirements that you got. Right? We will have to source for systems, technologies that support it. Right? Not first look at the system and the technology and then look at the what is my business, what my business want. No, always first what the business wants and then how can we achieve it. So, grid analysis of organization use of IS. Okay, anything that you can elaborate on this particular model?
I'm not very good with
right. How can you interpret?
in case, I think, is this the one with the current business value and the future prospects?
The business value on one side and the technical quality, right? So
for example, we have a particular system right now, and the current business value seems to be low.
Okay.
Technical quality that we have invested in particular business sector, business is also low. We do not really need to enhance. That's why we're going to divest in that area, I think.
Correct. Right. I mean, the biggest issue is if the business value is high and technical quality is low, you have to invest here, right?
Right.
You have both. You have it is high, but you have as well invested there, so it's maintain and enhance. So therefore, you just continue, keep the status quo. If the business value is low, but quality that you
high
put
technology
in is very high, you reassess. Why are you investing so much in one area and where we don't get enough business value. Now, from use case, where do you think we need to invest? I would think invest a lot in internet space, right? Because they have not listed, they've just gone into that space, but that's where there's a lot of potential, right? Your shop is open 24/7, so what? Okay. So others as well. Into these ones. We talk about business applications of information and technology. What does that do? About the information. First, we spoke about the technology, that is the hardware, software, right, and the people. Now about the information itself, right? We talk management, database, e-commerce, organizations, big data, Web 2.0, knowledge-based organizations. Now, Tarun, what do you know about knowledge management? Any
knowledge management, I would think.
Okay.
How where you keep it, how you keep it.
All right. Yeah. Anything? Swati?
I think not related to the kind of business knowledge that we have.
Yes.
It's about our trade secrets and how about our suppliers and stuff. It's basically how we use our big things. Stuff.
Okay. So knowledge management is really, it is infancy still. Right. Only certain companies have mastered this, how to do it. When people walk out of the organization, of their contract, at the end of their employment, they take with them the knowledge that they have gained maybe 20 years in an organization, right? So now that is retained in the organization. So now if somebody new comes, you have to start from scratch, right? So knowledge management deals with how we can we can start with things like even your policies, procedures, right? How you retain certain processes, how to keep them, right? Even training, all that you structure in such a way that you keep within the organization. The reason why you put so much focus there is because use the risk, right? Operational risk. Okay, so go into knowledge management. And what is the official technology? A systematic process of finding, selecting, organizing, distilling, and presenting information so to improve comprehension of specific areas of interest, right? And what we will do is look at some key processes as well and see what is the knowledge, how do we manage the knowledge in this particular process. If you say a key process, there will be so many touch points. How would you, for example, document all these things? If these XYZ people were not there, how do you know? How can someone else from outside come in and just take this there, document it, and just go on and do the job, right? That's possible, right? So does it become a competitive advantage? Is because you got you're quite agile, right? Identify opportunity to meet customer demands better than competitors. Creativity and innovation. Because everything is documented and it's easy for people, they become quite creative as well. How to improve the current processes, right? Every time you and I are firefighting, doing certain processes, suddenly we don't know whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing. Some other people will challenge us saying this is a wrong thing. Then we are chasing our tail, right? Otherwise, it's really well structured and kept. Okay. So, knowledge is a personal specific context and hard to articulate. Explicit is can transmit in 4 words. Individual knowledge is only held by an individual. Organization is collective knowledge. So the most difficult thing that you can get here is tacit knowledge, okay, which is personal and specific to context. Okay. Any other here? Now, I remember there was a question on learning organization, right? What is learning organization? Learning organization is where the culture is such where people are constantly learning, right? They're constantly encouraged to learn, right? The reason for this is because when they study, when they learn, they become innovative. They look at new ways of doing things. So, what do you think our role is? What's of an organization? Do you think it's a learning organization, Swati?
Is because they keep taking feedback from the customers and then they keep producing new as per that every week. So it is definitely something that they keep uh, learning from the new trends and stuff. So it is definitely a learning organization.
Right. What do you, Tarun?
I agree.
Right.
Because learn, they need to continually update themselves, get the feedback from customers so that they can continue to produce innovative design and have that edge.
Right. So in order to be a learning organization and have that information, right? This is an investment in required. Okay. Then to become a learning organization, you collaboration with employees, right? And right? This is looking at, so if you're running an organization, I want that collaboration. I want that platform to be there as well. Okay. They should have, they should have multiple to support, correct? Like Web 2.0, question tools, right? Say, yes, I'm a learning organization. It's another thing for you to actually implement it, right? Now, the next one, progress data to knowledge. Okay, you don't need to go through that too much. These are some of the terms which is quite interesting. So data mining. So what do you mean by data mining?
Data, right? And then you can use whatever is required so that maybe have look for something by keywords
extensive analysis, right? So you've got lots of data. Basically, your data mine is you're looking for analysis, right? What about data warehouse?
the data is kept, right?
Get, for example, a data warehouse, you will get data from your GL module. I'm talking about the finance modules, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can get data in that warehouse. You will get data from GL, AR, AP, fixed assets, right? Because what happens is from your warehouse, that's where you're going to generate your reports, right? So the data, you will have your different modules sitting in, but reporting, real core reporting will be done from that data warehouse. You will use your application, your core modules to data, and you can't go across different modules as well. But data warehouse, you can get information from all modules. It's an advantage where you can get info from across all the modules. When it comes to data, if you don't have a data warehouse, it's not possible to do that. Right? Now, in Rio's case, definitely they will have to have a big data warehouse, right? Because lot of information there. Okay. So I do databases and things like that because that is certainly, I mean, we have to have databases, to worry about it. But data, this is going to be all over your case study, right? So the 3 V's of big data, they say, is velocity and variety. Okay. The value of big data is because it is quite transparent. You can use it for decision making, right? In our case, how big data, how use big data? What are the uses of big data? Anything? A quick one?
Inventory-related decisions.
Yes, inventory would be one of the big ones, right? Mm-hmm. You should have a huge amount of inventory. Right? Anything else? I will also talk about inventory analysis, right? For analysis, all this fancy work, it's not, and you need to have people. So one big things that is required is skilled people. Okay, people manage. Okay, without that, it's not possible. This one thing is to get the skilled people. Another thing would be for you to get the right technology. Right? You have to work with the right implementation partners who've got experience of this to implement. Okay, because otherwise you're not going to go anywhere. You will start a big data implementation, and it will be a disaster. Any Swati?
I think you really need still people to manage this because Rio requires a lot of big data in terms of entry, product, turnover, like as in what product is moving fast, probably what product is being the most the productive or profitable and stuff. So if we do not manage our big data well and we have in comparison probably end up making the wrong decisions and
Correct.
in turn a very big loss to Rio.
Yes. Question for you to say where they're planning on data, right? What are the things that they should consider? Right? Is it something advisable? What is big data? They might say, I heard big data is the kind of buzzword that's been utilized, that's been all over the place, and the CEO is asking whether we should invest in this, whether we should research on this and invest. Right? What are the advantages that you can see? Again, we can evaluating a project. We can S model, right? They kind of really set it for us to, a good framework, right? Important. And of course, e-commerce. E-commerce is very big. Very big for Rio. They to it, invested heavily, but what of e-commerce? Arun? What?
The biggest one would be the credit card.
Yes. Credit card fraud.
Fraud, yeah.
Then payment methods. Because why? So it's not just country. They are going across, and it will. I mean, the internet. That means you are selling to the whole world. So you'd have different kinds of payment method. It will also expose to a problem that you will face. Yeah.
Yeah, we have viruses, hacking, bugs.
Correct. Virus, hacking, yeah, security. Okay. And we need commerce form. That you want to talk about e-commerce.
I think that people would prefer going to a physical location much more than going online.
People
Would still prefer going to a physical shop than shopping online.
Yes, you can see an e-commerce strategy. How can you combine e-commerce with your physical combination, a fusion of these things, right? That. So, where they can do is if you know your customers, like from a loyalty program, right? You have your customers data, right? And you have information where you can send to your customers messages, right? And there are special promotions, and maybe promotions to suit the customer, direct promotions, right? We can have basically little or physical promotions. Yeah. Any
You can target the repeat customers, like who are regular, as you said, but
yeah.
Maybe who knows the size and all the stuff.
Yeah.
Don't really need to visit the store. You know, they are aware about everything. Just do the design over internet and make a transaction.
Yeah. Um, you can see the e-commerce strategy. They use the SAFS model, right? Each may constitute a whole strategy suitable depends on matching internet opportunities to business trend. E-commerce as an extension of existing operations must be consistent with existing sales and effort. So that you look at e-commerce as strategy and not just an activity that you do and forget about it. Okay. What is Web 2.0? What is any
The latest social networks like Facebook, Instagram,
where you have collaboration? It's collaboration tool between parties, right? Where you can chat, where you can comment.
The two-way communication.
Correct, right? If you see, if you travel somewhere nowadays, which website do you go to most frequently? Okay, right? You go to TripAdvisor, and you will see, comments about the hotels in certain places, right? I mean that you just go into TripAdvisor and you put this you're going, it will tell you the top 10 attractions, deals about hotels, and this is all free. It's given on the internet, right? People are giving this information, right? It's very helpful, extremely helpful, and the company TripAdvisor is not content. They do it. They don't provide the content. That of Facebook. Facebook does not provide content. It is who provide the content. It's who provide the content to Instagram as well. Fantastic platform. And you can see how Web 2.0 these guys can use very well to connect with customers, right? And the customers working with them. Any ideas on how to get the customers, how to collaborate with customers?
Loyalty program, and maybe page and page you.
You're saying loyalty program, then Facebook.
Yeah, mobile apps also now it's very popular nowadays.
Mobile apps.
And
you? What would you do? Go and review.
I think that's more or less that's it. No?
Well, anything else like promotions? How would you send out promotions? Right? You send customized promotions. Okay. Another strategy, another activity that you can do, but you need to seek the customer's permission for this. You know, they track where you are. Right. So if you are entering the store, they are aware. Well, you are a repeat customer. Okay. Target and send messages to your mobile phone. Okay. But you need the customer's permission, of course. Right. And that's new. That's happening. Any new Fatty? Island.
No.
Nothing. So we need to a little bit do some research on the web tour as well to see, how can we collaborate customers, right? Even from a design perspective, and customers to collaborate. You can run competitions, right? It's a competition, and it's on the web, and you can promote that as well, right? Just about creating awareness. Go to the next section. Existing now, decentralize, in-house, outsource the IT services. What do you think? What do you think? What should we do here? Start from you.
Yeah, all the strategic, pieces should be done out, and non-strategic, real, we add so much of value in a way. You also, like, you could do, you could do accounting, outsource, outsource, maybe, um, is database and all the stuff you could do through, outsourcing, or you can get an software, but to an off-the-shelf software. And the important thing is like your designs and all those things has to be in-house, because there's a.
Now look at this. What they say. What to outsource? So that is a good question, right? So when we say there are things that we can outsource, but there are things that we should not outsource. We are our core competencies, right? Keep in house. And the other thing is things with limited interfaces. Like you have a lot of complexities, right? It can be done quite easily, repetitive tasks, okay? But it is you can't outsource if it's not a repetitive task where it can be easily outsourced. And the thing that you need to be aware of is when you outsource, you need to be aware. Are government, they will state you can't take our data out of our country. So if we are suggesting a strategy or consider the rules and regulations of that country, right? Restriction like that, you got to be careful. All right. Another thing is service level agreements. Now, experience with service level agreements. Arun, have you got any experience?
Like what delivery you should be expected, turnaround time,
Yes.
all those things basically. And have you agree that in advance, and then if the supplier or the vendor fails to achieve, then basically you could terminate it or have other actions.
Again, outsourcing strategy is not a strategy you take lightly, right? Again, a strategic decision because it impacts you long term. What I ideally do is to do things in a fashion, right? In life, where we have gone lock, stock, and barrel, full flung outsourcing, and it's not been successful, right? Because remember, it's not silver bullet, right? You have issues in company. Just as you give it to another company does not mean that issues are going to get resolved. Companies, they source thinking, okay, all my problems are going to be over. It's someone else's headache. I care. Not so, right? Because it come to bite you. So you be very, very careful when outsourcing, what to outsource as well. And then, like I said, service level agreements very clearly state these are our service level agreements. Right? Can you meet them? Is that you will not be able to meet. So, what are the risks? Okay. Advantages, disadvantages of outsourcing, of course. I will not go through that too much. And that one. The next is around customers and marketing. Okay. So I want to quickly go through to see what are the areas. We spoke about product profitability, right? Profitability analysis, life cycle costing, customer relation. CRM is a big one for you, right? And you need IT for this. Customer life cycle costing and customer profitability analysis. Okay. So, have you these terms, profitability analysis, and these three here? Sakshi, think. Don't know here. Go. Some is it would be quite important as well. So in carry out, okay, because we are in a very dynamic market, so you have to see, on and off, do an audit, find out where we are. Okay. Right. Okay. This could be a very big thing for you. How do you brand? The strategies for branding, branding new brands. Then we will have celebrities coming into the branding aspect. What do you think about the branding, and how can celebrities come in, help us, or actually not help us? Of involving celebrities. What do you think? What
things would be the cost factor of it, the related profitability that the seller brought in, second one would be the related reputation of the celebrity, because anything that happens to the reputation of the celebrity is going to affect our brand as well.
Correct. So the celebrities acts will impact our brand directly, right? It's important that we select our celebrities very carefully. And like I said, I mean, it is very difficult to state. It's going to cost us quite a lot of money, but what is the return on investment is another factor that needs to be considered as well. Okay. Go quite a bit with Rio because it is quite important for them to maintain their brand, their culture, their reputation. So brand must be quite high. Okay. So, sort of a product do they sell? I mean, it's the product that they sell is not necessity for the consumer, right? It's like food, not like medicine, but it's an accessory. It is clothing. It is things that high-end clothing, which you buy when you have disposable income, right? So generally, the income also matters. So a country's GDP matters quite a bit, right? So just one country has a huge number of people does not mean you go there because it may not give the profit that you're looking for. Okay. The marketing becomes quite important as well. We have CRM, relationship marketing. So how does a relationship marketing work in the hotel, Tarun? Any idea?
Basically through loyalty program, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is in-house the hotel, within the hotel, that's through the front desk and through housekeeping, and then the feedback on the checkout. And then the checkout is through the loyalty program.
Right.
Unit of sharing the promotion, and so basically the package.
Right. Here, what will happen is the CRM will be, customers, people who buy repeatedly, right? So you can track, you can trace who these people are and how frequently they buy, the value of the transactions for a year, and because we can give something special for them. Let's say, if you look at the supermarket, for example, the supermarkets don't give us anything special, right? But how much stuff do we buy from them on a regular basis, right? So it might be good that where it's not mandatory, but I don't know if you give some incentive for the customers, but you don't know what to give and who to give if you don't have a good friend. Yeah. And here where IT plays a significant role. Then we customer retention and CRM plays here the role because it will give you information as to how to retain what they have bought in the past, they plan on buying because depending on the trend. Yeah. So suppliers, particular internet price and product comparison sites. So you need to build a relationship with the customers, right? So similar to that of what Coca-Cola did, trying to build a relationship with the customers. I mean, if Coca-Cola can do, so can we, right? It have to do the relationship building. How do you think that they can do this relationship? Swati?
They can do is probably get the most popular celebrities, or they do advertisements that create kind of bonding. For example, there was this case where during Coca-Cola brought out this new label can, which basically tried to show that Coca-Cola is for everyone. There's absolutely no labels on it. There are things like that that probably make brand more acceptable to people.
Yeah, Arun?
Yeah, you're right. For the really high-end products, like using a maybe name, or whatever. Like nowadays, you put the initials on a customized clothes normally.
Correct.
So things like that.
Yeah. So we customize things if you want to. That will make it quite special for the customers. And at times you don't really need to invest quite a lot of money into this as well, right? And where customers design things for themselves or for their family and friends, and you be the manufacturer for them, right? That's a possibility where it's something unique that they're doing. Okay. So this is analysis. I wouldn't go that much detail into this. The house we spoke about, and so marketing. View, Tarun?
Isn't it as the social media channels?
Yeah, digital marketing.
Yeah.
The online marketing, how you do it, the frequency, and what kind of platforms you will use. So you got to be, you got to cautious of it. It's the same thing as thing in a printed material, or so on billboards and things like that. Yeah, you need to be cautious where you advertise, with whom you collaborate with, because otherwise it can give a very wrong impression to the person than what actually, you should be something, but because you're associated with this other company or the person, you are tainted with that. What I'm trying to say is, you're quite careful how you with that kind of, right. For example, you go and advertise. Um, it is in another word, which is not quite appropriate, right? Your product. So then your is linked to that particular website as well. So you have to be careful. It's not everywhere that you will advertise. You have to choose your platforms. I think with the internet, we times even people, we comment even on social media. There's a lot of comments that they say it, because since you're not in front of a person, you can make just a comment which you would never ever make if you're in front of that person, right? But the worst part about social media is it is there forever, right? So once you comment, once you say something, that's there, and others can see the way you've commented, what language you've used. you've got to be quite careful when it comes to advertisements as well. What advertisements, where you place them, with whom you associate it. Okay? Any questions? So we about social media marketing. We won't so digital marketing, what you do, and is measurement. Marketing measurement becomes very, very important. And I think with digital marketing, it becomes quite easy to measure as well. Because it's easy to measure the conversion, right? Unlike the traditional marketing. Okay. Go the 7 P's in marketing. You should be aware of this one. We have the organizational change, which we will do the next time, right? So let's go back to the beginning of the book just to see where we have to cover, the areas we've got to cover. We to read to change 9 and 10 and 12. Dealing it with the performance measurement, right? So I not spend a lot of time on these two that change, right? Might go through that with when we do the questions as well. And strategic performance measurement and performance measurements, I will go to those next time, I think. So you can go through the change aspects of it on your own, because we will deal with that when we come into the mock exams. And there are a couple of things that we have to, the models that you have to learn in this. So go to those models, because we will use them when we come into the mock exams. But next time, what I will do is your stages. Questions? Okay, so we'll stop for and again in the weekend. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.